Hello, how often should I review my stock? Well, I think there could be multiple answers to that question. The first one is if there are stocks you already purchased, I think on uh, uh, like during the weekend, you can pull your account positions um, to see your portfolio to see the stocks you have in it. So when it comes to and at the same time during the weekend, if you are not doing it on a daily basis, you create a watch list that you can analyze during the weekend. You analyze all the stocks on your watch list, including the one you purchase. And so when you how often you will review your stocks. If there are stocks on your watch list, it could be on a daily basis. If you are doing your daily chart analysis on a daily basis, if you wanted to do it on a weekly basis during the weekend, then during the weekend you pretty much analyze the stocks on your watch list to see the one you purchased and the one you have not purchased yet, to see if the one you have not purchased yet, if any is well positioned for you to buy, and the one you purchased to see if one is well positioned for you to sell during the week. And then you can just flag them, and those that you flag during the week, every day during your lunchtime, whenever possible, you can review those. So that's why I'll have some in red and some in blue. That way I know that those during my lunchtime, those are the ones that I will analyze to see what if I wanted to buy them, if I still feel like it's well positioned for me to buy. And once I purchase, I will highlight those. That way I know that those are already in the portfolio. So that is how often you will review your stock. So when it comes to designing your watch list, then on a yearly basis is how I've been doing it. On a yearly basis, you will pull your master list. It could be over 100 stocks, 300 stocks in this instance, and you will analyze them all to see stocks that to flag stocks that you find good, to create your watch list for the new year. And that watch list is going to be the list that you are going to trade stocks from the entire year. And if there are some stocks that didn't react well with the strategy you are using, you flag them so that toward the end of the year you can take those. You know that those you are not going to swing, they are not going to be a part of your following year swing trading list. So you'll take them out, and if you like your list, then you can go back to your master list, reanalyze them, and see what stocks there you want to add to the existing one that you have, or just recreate an entire new list, because you might discover the same stocks that you analyze during the year, they are a part of the master list. So you'll flag the one that you don't want anymore in the list in the following year. You will flag them out and just pull the one that you want to create the new year list out to create your new list. And that's what we are doing, and that I tend to do that like once a year, at least at the moment. That way we just create a watch list that we will swing trade from for the entire year. And that is pretty much the frequency of how you will review your stocks, whether it is in your portfolio, in your watch list, or the pool of stocks, quality stocks that you select stocks from to create your watch list. So that's how, depend on what kind of stocks you are talking about, how frequent you will be checking them out. So now that we answered the question, let's look at our master list here to see what stocks we think are good for us to add to our 2026 watch list. The first one in the list is 3M. I like 3M, but it has not made it to my watch list yet. I tried it in the past, now with good experience, because I probably buy at the right price, at the highest price. So to do our chart analysis, we are going to go to maximum monthly chart. That way we can see a lot of years in front of us. You have the year on the x-axis from the past to the present. You can see 2025 there, and then you have the price on the y-axis from 0 up. So by looking at 3M, we notice that it is, we are not, our valley line is quite stable, like horizontal kind of way, little bit tilted, but still. So you can see that arrow that I have somewhere there. I sold it 2 years ago, no, last year. Yeah, this is just the line, and I'm not entirely sure where I bought it, but I will have sold it for profit and stay in it for a while. But for some reason, is stocks I like. Sometimes you like a stocks, but it may not quite be a one you can swing trade, or when you are swing trading, you know what to expect. So 3M could be one of those. I like to see a growth. I like to swing trade growth stocks, and there is growth to it. We can see that we are having higher lows, but those lows are quite close to the same. But here's the thing though, do you see the price here? When I put my mouse here, the corresponding price, the last time it touched base with that valley line, you can see it's a little bit lower than that. So it's like 43 here, 74 here, and you can see how many years between it. Those dotted line, each dotted line is a year time frame, but it's like almost double, $30 difference for a lot of years. So it's very stable. It does not grow fast. That's something to consider. And if you buy this stock, your best entry is going to be at the valley line. You can see it, like it left there going up. It has not reached a new high yet, but the thing is, last time it pulled back, it didn't reach there. It went up and it pulled back down. So when we see it here though, we have not seen, and it didn't really touch base with this until now. So is it going to repeat the same process? If it's going to repeat the same process, then you might decide to get in the trade, because it left here almost 2 years ago and is on its way up, and clearly is already is going to breach this and is going to continue. So once it continue, it breach that new high, it could well continue for a while. Does that make sense? For a while, quite a bit of years here too. So with that in mind, even though it left there for a while now, for 2 years ago, but it has not reached the highest peak yet, we might decide that, well, we can give it a try and buy some if this is going to be in our watch list. This is going to be a stock I will classify as a short-term investment, because we are going to buy and keep it for years in the portfolio. Let's see if it's going to do the same. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years of growth before it pull back. So once it exceeded this level, it could well continue higher for another 5 years, pretty much, if it's going to repeat this process here. And that is what we are trying to say. And from the last time it touched base with the valley line, if we want to see how many years it took before it was done, it will be, let's start from here. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. 9 years. We are 2 years in here. So if it's going to repeat the same process, it's going to be another 9 years before you will find it here. And if you want to buy it, maybe buy one share of it now. It's not a bad idea, and just keep it there. Assuming it's a good stock, it's not going anywhere, and it's 3M. So I don't know where I bought it, and I don't know what I was thinking. But again, I was not thinking swing trading. I was buying it with dividend income purposes in mind, and I bought it and I have profit and I sold it. So I must have purchased it somewhere there that I became negative in it for a while. So I could well have purchased it somewhere here and became negative in it for a while, and then when it surpassed that area and I was positive in it, I sold it and then used that money to start swing trading. So back then I was using a different strategy surely when I bought it, and now I'm using another strategy, swing trading. So otherwise I could well have purchased it at the right price, you know, based on this analysis that we are doing. Well, we sold it there, and we are on a maximum daily chart, so I didn't have a trend line that I was following there. But let's try to see if we can trace some supporting line here. Okay, as it's growing, is following this supporting line and is resting on it. So let's get a bit closer. Went up and doing that. So during the week, if we want, we can buy some, even that just one share, and just keep it there for the time frame that is going to grow. So this is going to be a yes because it's a stable company, but it's going to be one to short term invest in, pretty much meaning like invest in it, but make the decision to buy at this value line, sell it around the peak, and just wait for the time it's going to continue going down and buy it again at this value line. It has been respecting this value line for his entire history. Therefore, we can just, that is the line to buy at. And as for selling it, we can aim for the highest, the new high, and it could take years to get there when it leaves this value line. So this is going to be added to it, and we are going to put here the short-term investments. And right now, because it's not because it's around the value line, but because it's something that already left there and we like to join the trade, we can add it to the one that we have been seeing already, and just have it there to see, you know, if we can have some change left to buy some shares. So the next one is DE. Okay, so DE, let's trace some lines here. You trace your lines to see if you're having higher lows at the valley of the mountain, and you can see those charts, the swings around. So when they swings, they create valley and mountain, or mountain and valley. So our goal here is just to try to trace those valley lines and to see if they are uptrending, if we are having higher lows at the valley, and then see if the mountain is getting taller and taller, so higher highs at the peak, and it is yes. Although I don't know what kind of growth is here. Okay, it's around the pandemic, and it seems to be going high from there. So, but excuse me, we don't really have a good pattern to rely on because of this sharp growth here. It replicated this horizontal pattern somewhere here, but then it continues. So not knowing what to expect, we don't really know, you know, what kind of support line to use to buy. And I don't think this is a valid line. It's just too short of a year to work with. So therefore, this will be the one to buy at. At what point it's going to come back down here, I'm not entirely sure, but it's creating new highs, so, and even one this year. So for that reason, it's going to be a yes, but that is the line we like to buy at. And when is it going to come back down there, I'm not entirely sure. So we can drag it around and looking at it. This is not really a line I would want to buy at, and the reason is it touched base with it multiple times before it reached a new high. Once it left there, so we have multiple touch points. So it's just now a line I would prefer to, I would try to buy is short, even though it's multiple years long. I still don't think it's going to become the new valley line. So yes, for this to be a part of 2026, originally list, but yeah, we just don't know when it will come down to the value line. The next one is cats. Okay, so we have multiple lines here already, and we might even extended this one or not, but let's see those different support lines that we chose to see which one we will want to use. I think we have those two that we are okay with, and I think this one is going to be not that one, this one and this one, because let's see, this one is multiple years, maybe 6 years. Maybe what I will do is take this one out instead and gray, and that way we keep that, and then we can use this one for 2026 color. We can have those two to rely on. We are going to wait to buy. You can see that it's going way high, and right now is at the is just making higher high. So yes, the valley is tilting up and the mountain is getting taller and taller. So yes, for 2026 watch list. One more is PCAR. So PCAR, we have multiple lines here as well, and right now is resting on this line, but I will say that again is we are having higher lows at the valley and taller mountain at the top. But when it comes to valley line that we like to buy at, I think I will go with those two. This is just short of a line to work with, but right now it's sitting there, and I think we made some purchases of it. That's why we have that arrow. We bought it around this line and it pulled back to this one, so we got stuck in it. Yeah, we bought it there and it pulled back to this line here, and we could well purchase some more from here as well if we want to. But again, it's pretty much about the same price as we pay for it. Even that interesting, do you see, we purchased it around this valley line or support line supporting the upside wall of the mountain, and the price corresponding to where my arrow, I don't know if you can see the arrow, but the arrow is somewhere there. And let's see if I can activate that arrow, and let's change our arrows to medium and set as default and okay, and maybe changing the color might work too, but we can do that later. But the arrow is there. What I'm trying to point out, that the corresponding price is a little bit lower than where it is now. So even though it pulled back to this valley line, yes, we are negative for the time being, but right now we could well be close to be positive, if not actually positive in it, because again, the price we pay for it, even though we bought it at this valley line, is close to the price it is now at this valley line here. But I think we purchased it higher up there and got stuck in it. When it pulled back to here, we purchased it again, and when we pulled back to here, we didn't, because I'm not really trusting this support line. I'm hoping it might come back down here and then we can buy some more. But if it's going up from there, then so be it. But yeah, we might be positive a little bit on this one or break even, but still negative in that one. But yeah, when it comes to 2026, I think that's great to add it to it and define where we want to buy. It will be either one of those two lines will be more like it, but it seems to be using this middle one for some reason for the time being. So this is a yes as well. One more is CMI. Okay, CMI is shooting to the sky. It doesn't seem like we traded before, since I'm not seeing any line on it. So together, let's trade some valleys here, since there is no paved route for us to pedestrian road. Let's make some ourselves. And yeah, I think this could work as well, but it's close to this. But again, keep in mind that it's not just a tiny line, but it's more like an area. So we do have uptrending valley line. Now let's see if we are having a higher mountain, taller peak. Yes, we do. So, and right now is shooting to the sky. So, and it is in 2025 that we have this growth here. So the answer is yes. Something to keep in mind though, when it pull back to the valley, it tends to remain there for a while, like touching base with it multiple times, just like PCAR. Even if you bought it at that trend line, and for the next 2 years it's still around it, the price is going to be higher compared to what you pay for it. So because it's still up, yeah, it may not, when it touch base with the value line and it leaves, it may not reach a new high before it'll pull back. It might do that a few times before it'll have the momentum to start going up. It seems to be doing that, those two areas here. So, and it seems to touch base with it came close and then shoot up from there. So we are just going to wait to buy it next time, and the line we will want to buy is going to be those two that we just trace next to each other. So yes, for this one, for 2026 watch list, and those are the line that we'll want to buy at. And right now is already left that area and is way ahead. We are just going to wait for that to come down, and it will take about a year and a half or so to come back down to the valley line if the previous pattern repeats itself. So we may not buy in 2026, but it's worth having in the list to keep an eye on it. So this is going to be a good chart as well. And this conclude this chart analysis for today, and pretty much we found good ones today, including one that is worth investing in, using swing trading strategy to buy it at the valley and sell it at the peak, but it's going to be multiple years of holding it to accumulate profits before selling it, and get out of it for some years before finding it again at the valley to buy. So thank you so much for watching our videos. We thank you very much for your time, and we thank you for all your comments. Thank you very much for subscribing to our channel. I'm Afiavi Liberman, creator of Liberman Consulting L.L.C YouTube channel, and ninasoap.com, our blog. On our channel and on our blog, we share different ways to save money and different ways to make money to reach your financial independence, where you do not depend on an employer to provide for your family. And swing trading is one way to make money. Just start small and grow your account from there. If we are organizing online workshop where for a small group to meet using Google Meet, where you can practice analyzing chart to see if the stocks is well positioned for you to buy. And if you are interested in, will you please check our online store liberdownload.com. We have one coming next week, and I will post it there as well. Thank you for your time.